RMJ movie reviews back again with an on-the-fly movie review. Wow, let me tell y'all. I don't really get into the whole awards, Academy Awards, Oscars, and all that kind of stuff. Quite frankly, I don't really care about it at all. Even when I do get in the movie business and I'm like professionally paid, if I win one, I'll think that's great, but I don't care. So I don't really get into the whole go see movies that win awards and all that kind of stuff. I just kind of just see what I want to see. Well, there's like one theater in town that was playing the movie with Michael Keaton and Rachel McAdams and Lee Schreiber and Mark Ruffalo, Spotlight. And I was curious about this film because, I like all the actors who are in it. I'm a fan of their work. I like movies they've been in. So, I had a day off work. I was pretty much just chilling at the house. It was playing at like 1 showtime. So I was like, what the heck? Why not check it out? Check it out. You know what I mean? Just a good time waster. I'm chilling today. Man, this movie jacked me up. I mean, like straight up. This movie messed me up. Basically, Spotlight tells the story of Michael Keaton and all the actors I just named. They're a team of reporters who they work under Spotlight, which is like a specific part of this Boston Globe company, and they're reporters and they uncover stories and investigate. They do what reporters do. And basically, the movie tells the story based on actual events of the uncovering of, a cover-up of a bunch of Catholic priests that have molested children in the church for decades, since the late 70s. It was, I think, based on reality. It was uncovered, I think, around the early 2000s. So I would have been 18 or 19 when this story was uncovered. And I do remember hearing about this story quite a bit when it happened. The sad part about it is I've heard so many stories about this lately that I really cannot tell the difference between which one is which. But this movie jacked me up, man. It really just like messed me up. And the thing about it is, this movie is very much, I heard one reviewer on YouTube who compared it to All the President's Men with Dustin Hoffman and Robert Redford, which is really kind of more of a dialogue, kind of really plot-oriented, very good storytelling type of, I guess you could say, thriller suspense. That was a good movie. We watched that at Mass Communications when I was in high school. But I would very much compare Spotlight to that type of storytelling where it's very dialogue driven. It's very kind of uncovering of things as the story goes on. And this movie jacked me up, man. I mean, I don't have children myself in real life, but it really is very truthful about the sexual abuse that goes on in life. And it's not even just within the Catholic Church. I think the movie speaks louder to the sexual abuse that people do not talk about in real life, in all facets. Families, really families is a big thing because, I could look in this camera right now and all of us right now can talk about somebody who we know who's been sexually abused, and families cover this up all the time. And I think that translates with kind of the theme of the movie, just secrecy, trying to cover up these dirty little secrets, and people who are victims of whether it be physical abuse, sexual abuse, psychological, whatever. Nobody talks about it. People want to sweep it under the rug and they don't want to deal with it. And really, the predators, pedophiles who do these things in the film and in real life, they don't have to pay the consequences of their actions, which is, it speaks louder. There's a really good moment in the movie where Michael Keaton, I'm not going to give away the whole story, but there's a plot point where a lawyer who kind of deals with these swept under the rug cases between Catholic priests and victims. Basically, he the lawyer admits, I'm only giving this small plot point away. The lawyer admits that, hey, I tried to, unseal this thing, even though, I'm a lawyer, I'm not supposed to be doing that, but, I was trying to get this out there. How come ain't nobody say nothing then? And it's later revealed, and I'm not going to say who, but people who've seen the movie know who really knew about this years before. And it's really interesting when Michael Keaton says to his team of reporters, when they go like, hey, we got to talk about it, and then he goes like, well, why didn't we say anything? We heard about it. We heard rumblings that this could have been true. How come we didn't say anything about it? And it really, that's a really good point, a strong moment in the movie where it holds people accountable. It holds you accountable. That if you see something, if you hear something, if you know something, and you don't say anything, and it continues to happen, then therefore, you're kind of responsible too. Because, it's almost like, the guy who's walking down the street sees the old lady being robbed, but he turns his head and keeps going. You're held responsible. If you know something wrong is going on and you don't stand up and do something about it, then you are accountable as well. On some level you're accountable, because you didn't help. You didn't do anything. Heavy moment, man. It jacked me up. There was really, I'm going to talk about really 3 moments in the movie that just really I mean, I don't get choked up in films, but it just, you can kind of tell right now I'm kind of mumbling a little because this movie was heavy. I mean, it's just heavy stuff, but it was really one moment where one of the reporters, I forget the actor's name, but everybody in this movie is good. I mean, everybody is good, from the main actors to the supporting players, just everybody. This movie, it's fantastic. I know I say that a lot. This movie's fantastic. It really is. But I love this moment where one of the reporters uncovers, he's looking through all these accusations of priests in the Boston area who've molested children, okay? What's crazy about it is one of the reporters finds one of the guys who was accused of molesting children throughout the decades. It's around the corner from his house. It moment jacked me up, and it jacks up the character too. It was like, what? This is a whole nother level. Scary stuff. Another moment that really got me was the other one is with Rachel McAdams. I'm gonna give this tiny spoiler, but she goes directly to one of the houses of the priest that's accused of molestation, and she asked the guy, I mean, this is a tough moment. She asked the guy, you were accused, did you molest children? And I love the way, because I love Rachel McAdams. She's beautiful. She's a fantastic actress. I just love her. She's just great. But I love the way she really, you could kind of tell as a reporter, it would be tough to ask somebody that directly, but she's tough. She goes for it. And the response, literally, I'm not lying, y'all, made my jaw drop in the freaking theater. My jaw dropped. He looked at her and said, oh yes, I molested children, but we all screwed around when we were younger. I mean, I didn't take any pleasure from molesting them. She asked him a second time, so you're saying that you molested children? Oh yes, I molested many. My jaw dropped. My jaw dropped. I'm saying this is a film. My jaw dropped. Jacked me up, man. It jacked me up. Now, I'm not getting personal because we're talking about films. I had a very good childhood, so I've never been the victim to anything like that. But I have many family members and very close friends who I know have been, hearsay, subjected, whatever you want to call it, to these type of things that the film is talking about. And I know from them the pain and the shame that this stuff causes, and that just made my jaw drop. And I mean, it's a film, but it jarred me. It just jacked me up. There's another scene where I've been hearing kind of people been kind of picking on Mark Ruffalo a little bit, you know what I mean? I was one of the people who gave him a little bit of slack when Edward Norton lost the Hawk role and he took over. But Mark Ruffalo's a really great actor, man. I just love the guy. There are some moments in this film where he kind of plays it. He kind of plays it in a way that I was just kind of like, you know, I wasn't really sure. You know what I mean? I was kind of like, what is he doing? Is he being comical? What's going on here? But the moment that I love is when Michael Keaton says, look, we can't just put out one priest. We got to take the whole system down. We got to shut the whole thing down. And he just looks in the camera and goes, it's time now. I got amped, man, when he said that. I was like, yes! It was just like, he was like, we got to take these scumbags down. And I was like, yeah! Like, I was in the theater like, go get him, Hawk. Hawk smash. I was pumped on that scene, man. I was like, get him. But that's what I love about the kind of this, because don't get me wrong, when I get in the movie game, when I do this professionally, you know, I don't mind doing the Friday the 13th stuff or the Lethal Weapon stuff or the Commando stuff, but I really would like to make films like this too. Stuff that's just, it's a very good film, it's very good storytelling, flatly told, but it's just a heavy emotional story that just goes beyond. This is like, to me, this is just more than a film. This jacked me up, man. This movie was heavy, man. It just, man, when he said, it's time, I was like, yeah, get them. Oh, man, it was crazy, man. That was, I don't care. I've heard people not that scene saying Mark Ruffalo was trying too hard. I thought he nailed it. And he was raw emotion. Mark Ruffalo, if you watch YouTube, that was badass. You got my recommendation, if that means anything. Badass. That's the type of acting I'm talking about. That's the level I'm trying to get to. But and one other scene that got me was where Mark Ruffalo goes to the church. And it's kind of it's a montage. I said before, I love the montage. So it's a montage of basically the reporters doing more investigating, because you know you got to have the montage in every movie. And oh man, it just jacked me up, man. Because this is around Christmas time, and they've got the montage, and over the montage they're trying to decide if they're going to release this story, whether they're going to continue to find more priests or they're going to go after one particular priest. So they're trying to make the decision of how they're going to approach this stories, right? And over the montage, you know, because Mark Ruffalo is basically saying to Michael Keaton, no, man, we need to do it. And Michael Keaton is saying, no, we need to get the whole organization, not just one guy. Mark Ruffalo's like, that doesn't matter. If we get one guy, we can take them all. It'll just go, you know. So they're trying to decide, because they're saying as we wait, more kids are getting molested. So it's heavy, man. And over the montage, they have children singing Silent Night, Holy Night. Over this montage, after this moment, it just, man, I almost was in tears, man. And then Mark Ruffalo is like standing outside a church, or he's in the church, and he's kind of watching the kids singing, and he's thinking about all this stuff that he knows, and man, it jacked me up, man. It really messed me up. I was like, damn. I mean, it messed me up, man. Like, don't get me wrong, in this movie, and this is the other thing too, that's, you know, it's very good storytelling, very good acting, just very good intricate filmmaking is, you know, they don't go exploitation route, you know. As with the subject matter, you wouldn't really want them to give, of course, there is some details given about, should I say, specifics of molestations. You know, majority of them were boys, you know, grown men doing it to boys. A lot of them are, you know, homosexual, predatory, pedophile type of thing. But, you know, it gives enough detail for you to get the gruesome, icky feelings. But the film doesn't go that route. It just more lays out a very intricate, story based on real stuff, and it just, man, this movie is absolutely fantastic. The movie ends with showing all the reported abuse cases within churches, and it is terrifying. I don't have children, but it's terrifying, because at the end of the movie, basically the whole world, it names states and cities, it covers all the United States, and then it covers outside of I'm talking outside of United States, outside of North America, the world. And the movie names all the different reported cases. To me, it must be ever. Everybody was, when the movie was over, I was paralyzed in my damn seat. I was paralyzed. Everybody in the theater was paralyzed. I mean, this is a movie. Only thing I'll say is if your parents, man, protect your kids, because wow, you have to be a good parent and protect your kids, because okay, that's my review of Spotlight. As you can see, I'm jacked up, but man, Michael Keaton, always been fantastic. Like I said, Rachel McAdams, I could rave on and on about her. I talked about her in True Detective. Liev Schreiber, I think I said his name. He's always been great. Stanley Tucci, I forgot to name him. He's great. Mark Ruffalo, a lot of the character actors. There's a lot of familiar faces in this film. It's just, this movie is phenomenal. 10 plus out of 10. RMJ Movie Reviews, that's my on-the-spot movie review of Spotlight. Anybody, just please check it out. It's great. Thumbs up the video. Subscribe to the channel. Share the video. Leave comments down below about Spotlight, about the performances, about the subject matter. Just, damn, man, this movie was no joke, man. It was no joke. RMJ Movie Reviews. I'll be back again with my raunchy, not going to raunchy sex comedies from the, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s. I'm just going to do them all. RMJ Movie Reviews. I'll see you soon, folks.